This week on Talking Pictures with Neil Rosen, we'll look at two movies starring Ethan Hawke, Blue Moon and Black Phone 2. The latest from Emma Stone and director Yorgos Lanthimos, called Bugonia. The new movie musical Kiss of the Spider-Woman, George Clooney and Adam Sandler's latest, Jay Kelly, plus One Battle After Another with Leonardo DiCaprio and Sean Penn. We've got all that and many more movie picks coming up. Hey everybody, I'm Neil Rosen and welcome to Talking Pictures. It's our monthly Critic Roundtable show, where we debate what's worth watching and what's not when it comes to new releases, hidden gems, and Hollywood classics. Joining me are Bill McCuddy from the very popular podcast, Sitting Around Talking Movies. Do check that one out. Perri Nemiroff is here, back to our show from Collider. Always happy to see her. And our good friend Roger Friedman from Showbiz 411 is here as well. And we're going to go around the panel with our critics' picks, looking at several new films or series in theaters and or streaming that we like. Bill, tell me about a new recent movie that you liked and you're recommending.
Well, it's festival season right now, and Toronto just quit. New York we had, and the Hamptons Film Festivals. We're going to talk about those, but one of my favorites was Jay Kelly with George Clooney that played at the New York Film Festival and also out in the Hamptons. He's basically playing himself. It's a documentary, basically, because Noah Baumbach has shot a lovely movie, not unlike Stardust Memories, Woody Allen's, where he's been invited, instead of making his next movie as a star, to go to Italy and get this special honor, a retrospective of his career. The always great Adam Sandler is his tireless agent. And for my money, Sandler's a little underwritten. There could have been a little more meat on his bone. But other than that, I think this is a fun ride, and I think you'll enjoy it.
What do you think of it, Roger?
I love Jay Kelly. I love the relationship between George Clooney and Adam Sandler.
I wanted more of that.
I think there was a lot of it. It's a real buddy movie. The other characters are very well written. I love Laura Dern as the publicist, and his relationship with his kids is very good. It's funny, it opened the Venice Film Festival, and they didn't like it. They just didn't get it. It was too American of a movie. But I think here it's going to be a big hit.
I see Greta Gerwig's hand in a couple of places in it too, especially with those
she's
daughters.
In it.
Yes, but I think she helped write some stuff.
Yeah, I'm not as thrilled with the movie as you guys. I think it's disjointed. I think there's some lulls in it.
What?
I do like the flashbacks when they have other people playing
Yes,
them
I like that a lot.
at a younger age. And I do get the whole point about, he's a superstar, movie star, and how he got to that point and how he had to sacrifice family relationships and personal relationships. That's interesting. But, I don't know. It's a disjointed thing. It doesn't add up cohesively as a whole.
And also, I love the screenplay because it was co-written by Emily Mortimer.
Yeah,
who's a great actress. And she gave Noah Baumbach some extra things in the screenplay.
You're wrong, Neil. You're wrong.
Perri, I know you haven't seen it yet. Any
I have
interest?
not. High priority. Potential Oscar contender. I have to see them all. I'm curious to see what happens with George Clooney and Adam Sandler in particular in those races.
Roger, what do you got?
Paul Thomas Anderson, great independent director of Boogie Nights, The Master, There Will Be Blood. And he has made a terrific movie that's already been a hit in the theaters called One Battle After Another. It's based on a novel by Thomas Pynchon. Anderson completely rebuilt the book to make it into a movie. Leonardo DiCaprio and Sean Penn star in it. There's lots of great supporting characters like Benicio del Toro. It's about American revolutionaries, really, who are living underground. And it's a very subversive and really great.
Perri, you saw it.
I did. I was so impressed by this movie. And admittedly, when it comes to the award season race, I had somewhat written it off just because it didn't get a traditional release in that respect.
Right.
And then all of a sudden, the first reactions came out and people were calling it a masterpiece. I don't know if I'm going to go that far, but I do think it's exceptional. I think it is a guaranteed Best Picture nominee. And I also think this is going to launch Chase Infinity, who plays Leonardo DiCaprio's daughter, into the stratosphere, as it should.
The one thing you can say about it that's nice is it's 2 hours and 40 minutes and it moves like a 90 minute.
You never look at your clock.
He's never had an action film, Thomas. But I do have to say that I think Sean Penn thinks he's in another movie, like Dr. Strangelove. He's way over the top. If he had been underplaying, he'd have been much more menacing.
Well, he's the character. He's really the character from the Thomas Pynchon novel. And he's sort of the thing that survived from the Pynchon novel.
My favorite movie of his is There Will Be Blood. how would it compare? Would it be up there in that stratosphere?
It's actually better than There Will Be Blood because the structure of the screenplay is so great. I mean, that screenplay is going to win all the awards it's up for because it's really a 3-act movie, and there's a through line of a father and daughter who are trying to reunite, and it's very strong. It's one of the strongest through lines I've seen in a movie in a long time.
You loved it.
Absolutely.
And you loved it.
I like it a lot.
Perri, tell me what you're picking.
I am so excited to tell you about my first pick because it's a horror movie and it's really good.
Stunner.
It's Black Phone 2. It is obviously the sequel to the 2021 movie. It continues the story 4 years later of Finney and Gwen. You think that they have firmly defeated the Grabber. That is not quite the case.
Ethan Hawke.
In this particular movie, yes, Grabber played by Ethan Hawke. In this particular case, Gwen starts to get calls on the Black Phone, and those calls are coming from 3 boys who went through something at a winter camp called Alpine Lake, and that's where the majority of the movie takes place. I thought this was an exceptional sequel, whether you're just talking about the horror genre or sequels in general, in any genre. It's one of those films where what they do with the Grabber changes the film so much that yes, it feels connected to the events of the first movie, but it gets a whole different vibe to it. And I think that's going to leave a lot of people walking out of the theater having different opinions on which of the two is their favorite. And I think their favorite could change on any given day. And that is so exciting to me.
Let me ask you this. Ethan Hawke, who I love, is a 4-time Academy Award nominated actor. And this is not really the prestigious kind of film that I would see him in. Why do you think
He's
would?
got a great
In fact,
collaboration.
he was the stunt casting, I thought, of the first one that made it work. We hadn't seen him do anything like this. I do not need to see another one of these. I haven't seen it yet. I apologize.
Is it a touch-tone phone or a dial?
I mean, it's
Well,
very important.
it's a public
it is a
phone this
rotary
time.
phone.
It's a rotary phone? I will see it then.
So
Perri, you are our horror film expert. And if you say that it is worth seeing.
Ethan Hawke has a long-standing collaboration with Scott Derrickson. So the first Black Phone movie was great. Sinister is also phenomenal, and he's great in it. But I don't want to overshadow the real stars of Black Phone 2, and also Black Phone for that
The
matter.
Phone?
Madeline McGraw and Mason Thames. If you are looking for young actors who are on the rise and they are going to define their generation in this field, look at the two of them.
Well, here's my pick, first round. Director Yorgos Lanthimos and actress Emma Stone last teamed up for the movie Poor Things, which Stone won an Oscar for. Their
Not
latest
technically.
collaboration is called Bugonia, and it's a wacky, wild ride that's both thought-provoking, funny, and thoroughly enjoyable. It's about a conspiracy-obsessed young man played by Jesse Plemons and his obedient cousin who kidnapped the high-powered CEO of a major company, convinced that she's an alien intent on destroying the planet Earth. Now, if this sounds off the wall, it is. But what makes it work is not only the great performances by Stone and Plemons, but the dark satirical script that's brought to full throttle life by Lanthimos is what really does it for me. There's a lot of violence here in the midst of the humorous satire, and the plot takes some surprising twists and turns. Plus, the ending is really satisfying, making some incisive comments about the entire human race. If you like the sensibility and sense of style in Poor Things, then you're going to really like Bugonia. It's the better movie. In fact, I saw a ton of films recently in both the New York Film Festival and the Hamptons Film Festival, and by far Bugonia was my favorite one.
They actually made another movie in between those two that was dreadful, and I'm a little surprised that she keeps working with this guy. It's like she's his muse. I haven't seen Bugonia. I will, based on
But
your.
you know who has seen it? Perri has seen it.
She's quite good in Bugonia.
All right.
Kinds of Kindness didn't really hit the same levels as their previous collaborations, but I think they have found good long-time collaborators in each other.
Isn't she so interesting because she is trying to do edgy stuff?
She's
A lot like Nicole Kidman.
That's the most exciting thing about her. She does something different
way
in every
edgier.
film
Because
she's
she
in.
won the Oscar for La La Land,
How would you rate it?
which was a
Perri?
very conventional movie, really.
Would you highly rate it? Would you?
I liked Bugonia quite a bit. Going back to something you just said, I did like the ending. The ending undoubtedly will
yeah,
be
well, I don't want to give
divisive.
it away, but it's brilliant. It's a
I would
brilliant
much
ending.
prefer a movie that doesn't necessarily satisfy everybody, but is a conversation starter that is divisive. So I found the narrative very exciting.
All right, Bill, give me another movie.
I saw this at the Hamptons Film Festival, and it will easily be in my top 5. In fact, it might be number 1 or number 2. It's called Sentimental Value. Now, this reteams Joachim Trier with his dynamite actress from The Worst Person in the World several years ago, and that's Renata Reinsve. She's the daughter of Stellan Skarsgård, So yes, like any Skarsgård movie, it has to be in a Norwegian country. And he's come up with this screenplay that he wants his actress daughter to be in. She passes on it, so he goes and gets Elle Fanning, who's an American actress like a Julia Roberts. And when she comes into the house they're going to shoot the movie in, where everybody grew up, everything goes sideways. I have to tell you, this is easily one of the best movies I've seen at any festival, and I highly, highly, highly recommend it.
The Worst Person in the World was on my 10 best list.
This
the
is
year that
better.
it came out.
This is way
That's what
better,
I want to know.
actually.
Yeah, why is it better?
It's just more realized, complete. It has a stronger relationship between, or a dysfunctional relationship between a father and actually two daughters. And they're coping with some loss. I won't give too much away, except that when you're the person that this movie has been written about, this movie within the movie, and you turn it down and dad brings home Elle Fanning, hits the fanning.
And you love The Worst Person in the World, didn't you?
Yeah, but I haven't seen Sentimental
No, I
Bad. This
know.
is one of my biggest film festival
Well, it's no
regrets
black
this
phone.
year, is that
Is it
I
as good as
haven't had the
Bugonia?
chance to see it.
Yeah.
Roger, tell me about Roofman.
I loved Roofman, and it's playing in movie theaters. And unlike all of you festival people, I paid $13.49 at an AMC theater to
Well,
see
at least you
Channing
didn't
Tatum.
spend 50 cents. At least you saved a penny.
I
there.
saved that penny.
That's the
But I was
key.
very happy that I did. I was very satisfied. Channing Tatum plays a guy who is currently in jail in real life. It's a true story. He got involved in a holdup and goes to jail, and then escapes from jail, and basically goes to live in a Toys R Us, where he hides for a long time, and actually leaves at night, goes through his roof exit, leaves the Toys R Us, and goes out and has a life in the community of this town that he's in California. And Kirsten Dunst, who elevates every movie, she is just a delight as a young mother who works in the store and then has this outside life and has no idea that he's living in her store. And I just want to say that Derek Cianfrance is the director. Now, he made The Place Between the Pines and Blue Valentine, two of the greatest independent movies. This is really his commercial breakthrough, and he's just done a terrific job. It's a comedy. It's a bit of an action movie. It's very sweet. It's something that adults love when they get into the movie theater.
I saw and absolutely adored Roofman. I saw it at TIFF, and I was dumb and went to the wrong theater, so I had to run to the right theater in the pouring rain, sat down, absolutely soaked from head to
Oh
toe
my
and
God.
so uncomfortable. I bring it up because I think it speaks to how damn entertaining the movie is.
It's so
that
entertaining.
the second it started, I immediately forgot about how uncomfortable I was and
It
just
blew you
enjoyed
away,
the
and
ride.
then you were dry.
Seriously. One thing I will add, though, that speaks to the genre mashup of it all, I actually think it's quite evenly balanced. And one of the things I found most impressive about it was that I was able to have fun with this incredible concept of a guy living in a Toys R Us. But Cianfrance also never lets him off the hook for the fact that he is doing bad things. And to be able to do both, I was very impressed.
Terry, tell me about Sketch.
I adore Sketch so much. I saw this movie at TIFF 2024, and I walked away saying it was one of my favorite films of the festival, and now it's finally got a 2025 release. It will likely be one of my favorite films of the whole year. Absolutely brilliant concept. It is about a brother and sister who lose their mother, and each kid has a different way of coping with it. The young girl doodles monsters in her sketchbook that are basically attacking people in her life. And it's pretty intense imagery. And what happens is this sketchbook falls into a magical pond, and all the creatures she draws, they come to life. And they come to life the way that she drew them. So they look the same, and they're also made with the same type of thing that she doodled them in. And that comes into play with how they beat the creatures. It is so incredibly clever and ambitious. And the fact that this is a first feature from writer-director Seth Worley, my brain cannot compute it. It is one of those concepts that I think any financier, any producer would be like, I don't know if anyone could do that, let alone a first-time feature filmmaker, and he knocks it out of the
How's
park.
Tony Hale?
He's great.
Because I love Tony Hale.
Tony Hale and Darcy Carden. Tony Hale plays their father. Darcy Carden plays their aunt. The two of them are also exceptional. It is so much fun to watch, and it has a massive beating heart.
Neil's going to talk about a great movie.
Yeah, I am going to
Really?
talk about a great movie, and it's called Blue Moon, and it's the new Richard Linklater movie, and it tells the story of Lorenz Larry Hart from the famous songwriting team of Rodgers and Hart. Now, he's played brilliantly by Ethan Hawke, who we just talked about in another movie a moment ago. Very different kind of movie. And I wouldn't be surprised if he won a well-deserved Oscar for this role. I mean, the movie takes place in 1943, almost entirely in Sardis, which is, anybody who doesn't know what that is, it's the iconic Theater District restaurant. It's here that Hart seethes with jealousy as his former partner awaits reviews of his new show, Oklahoma, that was written in collaboration with Rogers' new lyricist, Oscar Hammerstein. Rogers and Hammerstein. If you're a theater buff and ever wondered why Rogers dropped hard for Hammerstein, this movie will be an entertaining and absorbing history lesson for you. And if you don't care at all about the theater, it's still a fascinating movie.
Is it though?
It really is.
I loved it.
It's piloted.
It seems so New York centric, Neil. I can't imagine people watching this around the country.
And you know who's
Listen to
great
me.
in it? Margaret Qualley is
Yeah,
great.
Well, Margaret Qualley I love, but I'm going to go buy a giant baseball and I'm going to get inside it. And I think I'm going to have the same experience as
the reason it works, it's piloted by Ethan Hawke's mesmerizing performance. And Larry Hart was a drunk. He was closeted in a time when coming out publicly as gay was taboo. And the fact that his former partner is now receiving lots of glory with Hammerstein is about all that he can take. Hawke's performance delves into every nuance of Hart's personality.
Is it stagey though? Does it take place just
No.
in Sardis?
No, Linklater moves the camera around inside Sardis in such a great way. Did you see it?
I didn't see that. I saw
Oh,
the other
Still
Linklater
sounds
movie.
stagey.
Oh, that one's supposed to be great too.
Oh, the camera moves
It's
inside
the-
of Sardis?
the
Oh,
ca-
excuse me. It doesn't sound stagey at all.
No, but the way everyone moves is brilliant. And Bobby Cannavale is in it.
Bobby
He's
Cannavale,
terrific
Mark
as the
Qualley,
bartender.
and Mark Qualley's great. Everybody's good, but this, don't make any mistake, this is Ethan Hawke's show. All right, one more time around. Bill McCuddy.
All right, this is a streaming series that just wound up on HBO. It was their Sunday Night Pinnacle series for a good reason. It's called Task. Mark Ruffalo is an FBI. He used to be a priest. Now he's in the FBI, and he's an alcoholic. He's looking into a case involving some very clever garbage men that case out where they should rob based on the garbage inside of the bag. They picked the wrong drug house to knock over when it is run by a very fierce motorcycle gang. One of the guys who does the robbery is a guy who's been around, but I wasn't aware of him. Thomas Pelfrey.
Tom Pelfrey. He was in Ozark.
He was in Ozark,
Yeah,
which
he
I
won an
dipped
Emmy
in
Award,
and
I
out of.
think.
He's phenomenal in this thing, and there are people to root for on both the good and bad side of it. It's called Task. I think it's about 8 or 9 episodes. I highly recommend it.
Is this going to be just a limited series, or do you
No.
think there'll be a season
They
2?
just changed it. They just changed the category from a short miniseries or whatever to regular dramatic series
So
for the
it's
Golden
coming back.
Globes, and the Critics' Choice Awards, and then for next year's Emmy Awards. It's going to come back. It's made by the same guy, Brad Inglesby, who made Mayor of Easttown
Right.
with
Yeah.
Kate Winslet. And it's the same people. And it's so funny because the people are very gritty. The place is very gritty, and it's very colorful. And then you meet the writer and the creator of this, and he's the complete opposite. And I said to him, "How do you even know about these people?" He said, "I grew up among them." So he knows them. He was observing
Well, it
them
shows.
as
It
a
definitely
young
shows.
guy, and he really knows them. The characters are so specific and so, impressive. So I think Task is definitely, it's going to have, as it runs through the year in more showings, it's going to build up ratings.
Almost everyone in it, by the way, is English or Australian, and they're playing American roles so
Except for Tom
perfectly.
Pelfrey.
Except
He's
Pelfrey,
American.
yeah.
Interested?
Oh, very. It's bringing up CCA, high priority. I got to start catching up on
There
everything
you
I
go.
missed.
Tell me about Downton Abbey, the grand finale. And is this really going to be the grand finale?
This is really the end of Downton Abbey.
It's not Celine Dion. It's not coming back.
It's not the Who, who I've seen in 12 different farewell performances. No, this is actually, I wanted to do this because I want to talk about Julian Fellows, who created the show and
I
created
love
the Gilded
I
Age.
love the Gilded Age.
And
I love it.
You're the
And-
one.
And
Not really.
No,
okay,
it's
let's not get into
huge.
that now.
Really.
Let's just stick with Downton Abbey. Downton Abbey, ran for many seasons here on PBS and came to a conclusion. And then there were 2 movies. The first movie was very good. The second movie was a little iffy. Now they had to wind it up. Maggie Smith, who was, so great
The
as
late Maggie Smith.
the late
Right.
Maggie Smith as the Countess Dowager, has passed away. She actually passed away at the end of the second movie because they knew that she was going out.
And does it suffer from
No.
not having?
No, actually, this movie, the
'Cause
screenplay for this movie,
She's the comic relief in that whole thing. I
she
mean,
is, but now they've transferred some of her comic relief. And actually, The screenplay for this movie really deserves an Oscar nomination. It's beautifully written. I think Julian Fellowes is thought of by the Movie Academy as a TV writer, but in this case, he really should be thought of as a movie writer. I've never seen anything with Downton Abbey get reviews like this movie got.
Perry?
I thought it was solid. I am not the target audience for a final Downton Abbey movie. I've seen 2 seasons.
Did you want to see more?
I've seen the other. No, it felt very final.
Nobody pulled out a
truly,
knife and started slashing.
Truly
No,
final
it's a beautiful
to me.
ending.
I thought it was pretty well done, and the fact that it played well for me at all, I do think speaks to the quality of the movie. The fact that I don't know every single ounce of the overall narrative, so I was pretty
One of the
impressed.
things that-
I'm going to disagree slightly. I thought the last one was the best one, and they didn't
Oh.
really need to do another one. And the
one that you didn't
screenplay
like.
is kind of on the nose for me, right down to a Snidely Whiplash kind of evil guy. But it's really, really
that was
fun.
Alessandro
It's-
Nivola,
Yeah,
who was
and
great.
Nivola, yeah,
I like
he was
him.
great. He's great in everything he does. But you see his badness coming like a mile away,
That's all right.
or a kilometer away
So
in
you
this
all
case.
recommend?
So
You all?
yes, I like
satisfied
it.
and
Don't love it
recommend
as much.
It's
as you.
done
Okay.
very well at the box office, and it's already playing on streaming as simultaneously, and it's still doing business at the box office.
Perry, what you got?
I got a series for you. I love The Boys spinoff, Gen V. And I know the pressure can often be through the roof with a spinoff, and you want to make sure it can stand on its own 2 feet, but feel part of the world. And I think they do all of that great. I loved the first season of Gen V. I think Gen V season 2, though, is on another level for many, many reasons. I know I can't talk on and on about it, but I want to highlight at least 1 or 2 that I really loved. And in particular, one of the things that the Gen V team powered through this season, which is an impossible situation. Between seasons 1 and 2, they lost one of their stars. He passed away. Chance Perdomo, a phenomenal young actor that is gone too soon. And what they did was they didn't recast his role. Instead, they rewrote season 2 and managed to work his character in a way where, as long as Gen V runs, you will feel him and his influence running through the veins of every single character and that show overall. I was so impressed, and it filled my heart to see how the new season honors him in
Right.
particular.
Wow.
But
What a-
also,
what a review, ladies and
it
gentlemen.
really is something
I'm watching
special
all of
that I
Perry's
think.
shows. I want to see all the things that she's
Wait, had
talked
you
about.
heard of Gen V, or did you hear
Success.
about The Boys?
I know the
don't-
boys.
The boys, I think, is also
And where is
quite
Gen V?
good.
Where does it run?
Prime Video,
Okay.
and similar to what I said about Madeline McGraw and Mason Thames earlier with Black Phone 2. If you want an ensemble of actors that are the ones to look out for, everyone in this main ensemble is like next level talent. They
And
bring
wait,
so
and
much
just,
color to
just
their
humor
characters.
me because I know nothing about this,
Yeah.
and I think a lot of
Do you watch
people
The
watching don't
Boys?
either. What is the Gen V world universe? What's the story?
First of all, I will say you can watch Gen V without watching The Boys. I think they pair very well together, but Gen V very much stands on its own 2 feet. Gen V takes place in a particular university within the Boys world, and it's about a group of young college students who are trying to figure out where they fit in this world based on their powers.
Got it.
And it's a situation where
It's
some
the
of
it
them
Neil Rosen story.
It sounds like
Some
it
of-
sounds kind of like X-Men to an extent. You know?
I mean, a touch of X-Men, but it's got enough layers and nuance that it's very much its own thing. But it explores the idea of like the value of different powers. You are either, going to be in the Seven, which is the prime organization in the Boys, or your powers are deemed like kind of not worthy. And I think that season 2 explores that idea
it
very
also
well.
sounds like, and I forgot the name of the series. It was on NBC. The first season was great, and then it went
We talking about
downhill.
Heroes?
Heroes,
Heroes
yeah.
or
It sounds
V?
a little like Heroes.
The
Yeah,
first
okay.
season of Heroes was
I
great.
quite like the first season.
Yeah, I like the
This
first season, and then it
overall
jumped the shark.
Gen V and the Boys are on another level.
Okay. Well, my pick is the new movie musical Kiss of the Spider-Woman. It's now in theaters, and I have to tell you at the start that I was not a fan of the 1985 movie or the 1993 stage musical, which I saw. So I went into this with very little expectations, which I guess is the best way to see any movie. And I was really surprised at how good it is. It takes place in Argentina in 1983, and it's set in a prison where Luis, a gay man, is sent into a jail to spy on a political prisoner, Valentin, played by Diego Luna. Director Bill Condon marvelously transitions between scenes of the 2 men in the dark, dank jail cell and vibrant, technicolor, old-style Hollywood musical numbers that feature Jennifer Lopez. All 3 actors play multiple roles and do a sensational job. The plot is not only absorbing, but also quite emotional. plus the beautiful Fred and Ginger type musical numbers are an eye-popping spectacle. The music and lyrics were written by Kander and Ebb, who gave us such gems as Cabaret and Chicago, and although this isn't quite as good as those two shows, it's still well worth seeing. J-Lo, by the way, despite some criticisms that I read, does a very good job here where she showcases her singing and dancing. And while Diego Luna is simply terrific, adding depth and heartbreaking emotion to his character, the breakout star is a person called Tonatiuh, who plays Luis, giving a gripping, multifaceted performance. He's destined for stardom due to this movie, and I can almost guarantee you that he'll get an Oscar nomination.
Oh boy, you boys are passing Oscars out left and right on this show.
Yeah, Neil-
Tonatiuh, by the way, was highlighted at the Hamptons Film Festival as the breakout star of the year, and I want to see this too because I had some friends that worked on it.
See it on a big screen because
Well,
those
that's going to
Hollywood
be very hard to do.
those
because
Hollywood
by the
musical
time this plays, that will not be in any movie theater.
Well,
Yeah,
those
it has
musical
been- it hasn't
numbers
been
really
doing
need
well
to
in
be
the
seen
first
on a big
opening.
screen.
Hasn't
couple
been
of
doing
days.
well is a kind thing to say.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. I think you should all see it, and I think it's gonna. I mean, I'm sorry that it's not doing better at the box office, but
Better is a kind thing to say.
I don't know. Well, you're gonna see it, Perri, right?
I'll probably see it
We'll all
eventually.
see it.
Admittedly, I heard some lukewarm responses at a Sundance earlier this year, so fill
I
down my
liked it.
list.
Well, that's about all the time we have. I want to thank Bill McCuddy, Perri Nemiroff, and Roger Friedman. I'm Neil Rosen. Join us next time on Talking Pictures.